Here. Welcome to BOMISpirit and Aloha Friday. Hope everybody's having a really great start to their weekend and has had a really good week. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. Sorry I'm a little late. I've been like a little late every time I try to show up for a live because I'm taking more time to just like ground, meditate, space, all that stuff. We do have Clydester here. He's a little active right now. He's like he's trying to sit on like the little like window platform and he's too big, but he's trying to do it anyway. He's just so adorable. Anyway, hi guys. So for those who are new, welcome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, all that stuff. For Fridays, we hang out, we talk a little bit, we pull some cards, we do some channel messages. You can treat any of the messages or the readings that come through as just like a quick little present check-in, a weekend reading, or even just a timeless reading, however it wants to come through for you. But we're just here to say hi and do a little check-in. So, hey everybody. I hope everybody has enjoyed the full moon Aquarius, by the way. I can't believe we started our week with that. For some reason that feels, I don't know, weeks ago, right? Doesn't it? It kind of does. I don't know about you guys, but I know I am definitely feeling a little bit of alleviation of pressure, a little bit, which feels really good. I hope you guys are feeling that too. Could also be just where I'm at my cycle. Because I'm in the sweet spot right now for my cycle, so that could totally be it. Feels so much better today. Yes, good. I keep thinking there was something on my face, but it's something on my phone. Hold on a second. See if I can swipe that off. Okay. I just said I wonder if she feels okay to do an Aloha Friday. I do. I'm definitely juggling a lot of balls right now for my life. So I'm finding little slots for things here and there. But yeah, I was able to fit it in. I really want to like have some things that are like consistent, you know? Hi, buddy. Oh, look who joined us. We're both drinking Starbucks. Hi. I needed my espresso this morning. While I am feeling better, I'm still not sleeping. And I was so bummed because like at like 9 o'clock last night, I was like, oh, I'm tired. I can do it. I could sleep. I know I can sleep. I can do it. I can make it happen. I got into bed. I slept for maybe an hour and then I woke up and I was like awake. I was like, darn. It's like that really stinks. So I just kind of laid in bed trying to sleep. And I don't think I fell asleep till probably like 2:30. And then I had to wake up early because I had an appointment this morning. But yeah, how do you interpret the astrology for the rest of the year? It's interesting you say that because I feel like it is time for another Astro Talk video. Bobby, what is going on with you? You just want some love and attention? You want to get on the couch? He's like, no, I would have gotten on the couch if I wanted to be on the couch. But I think it is time for me to do another Astro Talk video. One, for Mars moving into Cancer. That one's going to be interesting because Mars is into Cancer and Mars is going to go retrograde actually very early on next year. I thought it was going retrograde in Leo. Bubs, come on. But I think it's retrograding in Cancer and Leo. And I think that's going to be like a few months of a cycle. Buddy. Okay, he's being mischievous. Really? Can we play it cool? Is that okay? He's like, no. He's like trying to go for my altar. No, we're not doing that. We are not doing that, Bubby. You know the drill. And he knows when I'm working. Like when I'm working, he usually leaves me alone, or at least doesn't cause so much distraction. Sorry, guys. But anyway, so for the rest of the year, yeah, it's been starting to creep in on my mind because I think I've been so focused on this August 19th window. And now that it's passed, I'm like, oh yeah, I like haven't really been keeping tabs on the rest of the year. So anyway, I just think it's time for Mars moving into Cancer, but also for the sorry, he's just distracting me, for the fall equinox. For the fall equinox as well, because we have eclipses coming up, right? In September and October. And then I know November is supposed to be this like reflection of what we had in April, where we had this like peaking Aries, fiery, oh my God, life can be so amazing, all the possibilities kind of energy. And I know that that's being resurrected back in November. I know it is. I know it is. I feel it. That is something I do remember. I love you too. What's going on with your eyes? Hold on a second, guys. Come here. I know. I know. He's been having something going on with his eyes, and I've just been keeping tabs on it, but it might be time to take him to the vet again. But yes, November is supposed to be this resurrection of this like really fun Aries, April, fiery, ooh, the possibilities, I can do it energy, right? December, I don't know why December feels a little bit like a wild card, but we are ending December with Pluto being sextile the North Node, which is going to be very exciting because I'm pretty sure that's like New Year's Eve. And then the node switches into Pisces starting 2025 off with a new nodal position, and Mars going retrograde is going to be interesting. So I will get back to you guys on that because it's something I do want to pay attention to. I've also started to get myself like prepared mentally to start diving into 2025 and digesting all of that, especially get ready for the posters and stuff. So that's also been on my mind. And like I said, I'm juggling a lot in my life right now. So it's like there are things work-wise that I am trying to juggle in my brain and organize in my brain. And then there's personal stuff I'm juggling and organizing in my brain and taking care of. So it's just part of my process. I kind of have a little bit of like a chaotic process when it comes to getting things in order and approaching things. I'm just throwing this out there. Maybe this is something some of you guys need to hear. Because chaos, the notion of chaos has been on my mind too. But I kind of need a chaotic, swirly process. I kind of swirl around everything until it falls into place. And then if I do that long enough, everything falls into place. That's just kind of how I work. My cat heard your voice and she came to lay down next to me. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. The cats always know. They always know, don't you? You chill? He's pensive. He's totally pensive right now. Anyway, but let's go ahead and get started on some channel messages and some cards. I do want to start off with the power of elements. And actually, let me get a pen. Let me try to keep on top of timestamps. Keep on top of timestamps. Okay. I think it was like 7:15. I'll just do 7:30. Okay. Buddy. Yeah, he is so restless right now. What do you need? Come on. You gonna let me do my thing? I'm sorry, we're gonna have a Clyde interruptive live today. I can already tell. It just is what it is. And sometimes it looks like picking up old projects. Oh, the swirling. Yeah, okay, so I guess another little tangent. I don't do well with like super rigid routine. If I have like rigid routine, like day in, day out, week in, week out, I start to get really bored and I also start to get very depressed and I just lose all motivation to do anything when I get stuck in routine. Like that's how I feel. Like when I have routine, I feel just like stuck. So I know I need like consistent shakeups and like consistent like feeling of like new energy. So my schedule, my routine right now, if I think like a normal average person were to look at it, they'd be like, oh, there's no way. Because everything I have staggers and changes week to week, but there is a pattern in how it changes week to week. So I need that kind of schedule to just keep myself excited about life and keep myself like engaged in what I want to do. But also it allows me to make space for things spontaneously when I'm called to do that. And at the same time, I have little spaces here and there constantly throughout the week and every day so that I can also just tackle things that happen and that come up. Like I've got just a lot of like personal, financial, government institution bullshit things right now that I'm trying to take care of, which I think all of you already know, like dealing with that stuff is already confusing and stressful enough. So it's like, when that shit comes up, you got to take care of it. It just kind of has to take precedent. So anyway, I'm rambling. I'm in a rambling mood. Let's go ahead and get into some readings here. How do I cut off the live chat? I'm trying to tune in, but the comments are hella distracting. Oh, is there a way to turn off the chat? Like I don't know, actually. If there's a way to turn off the chat, yeah, someone throw the solution in there. That's interesting. I have also struggled with the regular schedule. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I think the only time it actually works for me is if I have so much that I don't have free time, because then that way I actually will get everything done, and there's like almost no time to even think about like the mundane part of having a schedule. But also, who wants to live like that? I don't want to live like that, that's for damn sure. Anyway, let's get back to this with a new timestamp as well. Okay. Okay. Buddy, I see you looking at me. I see you. All right, let's get into it. Without structure, I'm fight or flight. Yeah, everyone's different. Everybody's different. Everybody functions in a unique way. And I think our society is just not great at allowing people to find what works for them. Even when you think about like human design, right? For anybody who studies human design, it's like some people have a masculine or feminine response or approach with different things. If you were to look at my human design, I'm all feminine. I'm all feminine in how I like respond and move about in the world. And I'm also sacral generated. Can you tell I'm like tired and we're still Mercury retrograde? I'm also a sacral generator, but I also am highly sensitive, and my solar is like completely open. No active gates, no nothing. It's just a sponge. So it's a weird thing, because for me to actually like do something or have the energy hold on, to do something, my whole body has to be like, yes, like I gotta really feel it in my gut. Excuse me. But at the same time, to fully like take action in that feminine way, I literally just have to flow. Like I can't force myself. If I force myself or I put like a timestamp on something or a deadline, instantly it takes the wind out of my sails. Instantly. Because it's like pushing me into more of like a masculine way of moving, when I need to be like flow. I need to feel moment to moment. That's just how, that's the best way I work. I gotta feel everything moment to moment. And if I don't feel anything, I can't act on it. I just can't. I literally have no motivation to act on it. So it's kind of funky. It's funky. But anyway, cards. My best friend is a Scorpio and she's that way. Oh, really? I'm curious what the rest of her chart would be. Because again, everybody's very different, right? And and I meet a lot of people who have like that, like very masculine way of moving about in the world, and that's cool, right? Different strokes for different folks. But I can't. I can't. I will be so unhappy about the world in that way. I'm exactly the same. I'm glad you feel like doing Aloha Friday. Me too. Me too. Saturn is in my 10th house now. Oh my God, Anna, I feel you. It's in my 10th house too. It's like really close to my midhaven actually. As right on top of, it's like right on top of my midhaven. Yeah, when Saturn goes in the 10th house, it's also sign dependent. And again, depend on other things too. Again, big picture, right? But man, Saturn in the 10th house, it makes everything feel so much more challenging, with work, with building things in your life, building things up in your life, because you constantly feel that pressure of Saturn, especially with it being in Pisces. It's like kind of a strange thing, because it's teaching you to surrender, and it's also teaching you to have faith, and it's actually teaching you to have more of like a feel to things, and to also be more actually self-focused, like really focused on your internal world. But when you're doing those kinds of things, a lot of times you do have to not be in your internal world so much, right? Especially with the Gemini component we got going on right now. So you guys got me started. I was like trying to get into cards, and I'm just blah, 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 blah. Especially with the Gemini component we have going on right now, with Jupiter being square Saturn, and Mars is still there too, that it's starting to leave that conjunction. But Gemini up against Saturn, while you have Saturn in your like 10th house, it's rough, because Saturn is constantly pushing you to go within, pushing you to be disciplined and focused, while Gemini is like, can we go do something else? Can we go play? Can we go over here? Can we go over there? Da, 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 da. And it's hard. It's definitely hard. So I feel you, Anna. I feel you. Okay. All right, let's get focused here. Speaking of focus. Any messages or insights for the collective in this present moment, please? Hold on, I'm like they're giving me stuff, but I'm double triple checking. It's gonna be kind of funny if that's like what's coming through, given that it's Aloha Friday. So for those who've been with me for a while, you know that as I've been talking about September, I keep talking about September being a breath. Like this, like something very burdensome or a little just arduous that we have all been going through is suddenly a little bit easier or suddenly not even an issue anymore. Like there is some ease that we're finding with something we've been struggling for the last couple months, but specifically through the month of August. And it feels like we can breathe a little bit easier. In that breath, it does feel like an invitation as well to, it's like I want to do this with my body, stretch out the wings a little bit, stretch out the legs, let the hair down, like to take a little bit of a break, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Let loose a little bit. It's not like a going wild that I'm feeling, but it's like, hey, enjoy the breath. Enjoy the sigh of relief. So some of you that might be through vacation, some of you that might be just not taking certain things as serious or realizing that things actually are okay. That's also what I'm getting to. Yeah. Realizing that things are actually pretty okay. Because what they were showing me, they were honestly showing me Hawaii. I'm like, I was like, why are you showing me Hawaii? But specifically with like the waves and just like riding the waves and riding the waves, riding the waves. It seems like there's a really nice balance happening in September and at ease with riding the waves. But that's why they were showing me Hawaii. That is very much the way of life there. Ride the waves. Any other messages or insights for the collective in this present moment? Yeah, it's not like it's a very subtle energy. It's not extreme. It's not balls to the wall. It's not F this, F that. It's very much like, oh, things are okay. It's just very much like that. Oh, Kaneohe! Oh, I miss Kaneohe. I used to live out there. Anyway, sorry, coming back. Yeah, it's very much a feeling of like, okay, everything is okay. And it's cool. And it's all right. And I'm going to breathe. And I'm going to chillax. And everything's going to be okay. Yeah, it's very nice, actually. Very, very mellow. Very mellow. Any messages or insights for the collective in this present moment? And again, with the not taking things so seriously, it's not like we are avoiding our responsibilities or anything like that. Like we're on top of things, but it's just very much like, okay, it's just not as difficult. It's just not as stressful. I'm not going to let it overwhelm me as much. Like it's just that kind of vibe. Yeah, if any of you want to travel before the end of the year, I would really recommend September of all of the months. We do have one of the eclipses happening in Pisces. And then as we creep into October, we're going to have a second eclipse and we're going to get that fiery energy again. But the other thing that's going to happen is we're going to have this square between Jupiter and Saturn happen again as well in November. Pretty sure it's going to happen in November. Those who have the astrology poster already know. And especially with holidays too, I would really recommend traveling in September if you're going to be traveling. Okay. Same here in Seattle. I love September in Seattle. Oh, nice. Nice. Really? I'm pretty sure we got this last week. Inner Secrets. All of you is worthy. Coming out for the collective. Again, pretty sure this literally came out a week ago. And if memory serves, I could be mistaken, but if memory serves, there was a coming out of the cave, right? Bringing certain things out of the cave, making peace with certain things we keep in the cave, our own personal stories, insecurities, fears, things that kind of keep us sequestered, right? And everything that I'm picking up on right now is like, let the hair down, stretch out the legs, go with the flow, take a little vacay, breathe in the fresh air, right? It's like, yeah. If any of you are still working through some kind of denser shadow work as far as facing certain things that have been keeping you sequestered, like being your own worst enemy, so to speak. I keep wanting to say sequestered, like literally being like put into a cage, or putting yourself in a cage, or feeling like trapped and stuck. This is a time to continue to unsequester yourself, basically, for those who are still struggling. And those who have already worked through it, you already know you've been working through it. But yeah, even it feels weird having this card, because I just feel like there's a coming out of the cave. Like we can breathe a little bit, we can be in the sun again. So that feels like an old energy. Can I get another card, please? More about present and incoming energies. More about present and incoming energies. I'm also getting this like bathing feeling. Like, I guess that's what it is, cleansing, like a nice cleansing feeling. I just had the vibe of like literally water like coming down like the face and the shoulder. I know it's so weird how things come through. I feel a lot of things in my body when I'm channeling, and I also see a lot and hear a lot. It's a very full sensory experience. But yeah, I just had that feeling of water coming over me. Water may be very beneficial for a lot of us at this time. You would probably already know that and probably already be feeling that. You would be feeling the call to water. Actually, I'm getting something about being dehydrated. Some of you may be getting dehydrated a lot easier as well. Yeah, this feels like a very just cleansing, rejuvenating, taking in some fresh air. It's interesting because it's kind of a vibe we get after winter, which I know this summer has felt very wintry. Saturn in Pisces has definitely been adding that wintry, hermity vibe for a lot of people this summer. And it does. It feels like coming out of a winter. Even if you don't feel like you've been in a winter, that's just the vibe. It's coming out, washing the old off, breathing in the fresh air, shaking the hair around, right? Very rejuvenating. Can I get one more, please, for the collective? They're already giving me bats. Bats are usually a medicine that comes through in times of transition, or even just seeing the light in the dark, right? Coming out of the cave, coming out of the bat cave. We're coming out of the bat cave. Yeah, very nice. And then we have break away. 2 earth cards, which is really nice. Grow and expand. I mean, look at just the difference, even in the illustration. And both have water, even though these are earth cards, which I just kind of love. But yeah, it's rejuvenating and breathing in new life. I don't even think we need another one. I think that's very, very clear. I actually feel drawn to the Astro Oracle, or Star Codes Astro Oracle. All these names. Yeah, let's get into that. Can feel it calling me. I haven't used this one in a bit. By the way, if you're new, all the decks that I use are linked below. Definitely felt like winter. Swinter! It's been swinter. Sorry, bumping the table. I got bit up so bad a couple days ago, and they're just making me crazy. Call to water. Let me go to Oak Creek. I've already been beginning to feel this energy coming in, so this is nice to hear. Good, 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 good. Hot and cold at the same time. Feeling blessed to catch this live. Well, thank you for being here. Oh, hummingbirds. You've been getting hummingbirds? Hummingbirds have been coming up a lot. Hummingbirds, butterflies, dragonflies. They kind of are sister medicines in a way. I feel like I should do a whole video on that. They're sister medicines. I'll just chop it up to that. They're sister medicines. So if you've been seeing butterflies or dragonflies or hummingbirds, just know that the other 2 are part of the same vibe. Almost said vibe tribe. Same vibe. Okay. Any other messages or insights for the collective at this time? Yeah, I'm loving this energy. I want to bottle this energy and just experience it all the time, because it feels very balanced, very centered, very relaxed, very pleasant, very neutral, but very pleasant. Any other messages or insights for the collective at this time? Speaking of, now I'm getting all strong butterfly energy. Butterfly, pink. I don't even know. Do pink butterflies even exist? I'm sure they must. I don't think I've ever seen a pink butterfly. Let's sit with that. Okay. Whatever. Is what it is. Okay. Any other messages or insights for the collective, please, in this present moment? Ooh. Sagittarius with expand. Two cards speaking about expansion. And what does Saggy like to do? Saggy likes to go and have learning through experience. That's what Saggy likes to do. Saggy likes to get in the mix, get their hands dirty, taste life, and learn from it. That's what Saggy likes, and that's what we're feeling. And that's totally what I was getting to. I'm like, traveling, hair down, going to check some stuff out. It doesn't feel overwhelming. Sometimes Sag energy, when I tune into it, it's like, oh, like sometimes it feels like being overcome by fire. And I don't feel that. I'm feeling so much too about just like breath and the element of air and even just like the lungs and the heart. It's like I just keep feeling so much about that. I feel like Saggy is just being here to encourage us to get out a little bit. Um, I heard a lot, not just a little bit, a lot. Okay. Ooh, really? And now we have tension coming out here with square, semi-square, and quincunx. Those are challenging aspects in astrology. Why is tension here? So, okay, we've been in this energy for a while. You guys already know I've been speaking about it for weeks now of how much are you holding yourself back, right? How much are you wanting to be free, but then you're actually restricting yourself because of things that we need to work through. Sometimes there have been external things coming up as well, just with the Jupiter square Saturn energy we've been under. And that has also created tension that's out of our control, but there's also some tension that's been within our control. So again, for those who are still moving through that, it's just indicating keep moving through it. Keep moving through it and allow yourself to break away from the tension. The tension that's within your control. So they're reminding me of the Serenity Prayer. I feel like I always mess up the Serenity Prayer. See if I can recall it. No, I can't. I can never recall it. They just said Serenity Prayer. If you don't know it, it's a pretty common one. I think a lot of people know that. If any of you have ever been to what do they call that? Support groups. They use that a lot in support groups, but it's all about control and discernment, right? Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Oh, see, I do know it. It's there. It's in there. The Serenity Prayer is coming up with that. So some of you may benefit from just including that in your affirmations or your mantras. So I'm going to repeat it. I know I said it really fast for those who've never heard it before. Most people start with God, grant me the serenity. Insert whatever you feel comfortable with, but grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay? Okay. All right. Can I get one more, please, for the collective here? Oh, you do? You have it on a Post-it? It's a really good one. It's a really good one. I think a lot of people find a lot of comfort. Oh, I just got dizzy. Comfort and support in it. Can I get one more, please? Debilitated with discomfort. I think that's really coinciding with the tension and also with the debilitated card when it comes out. Debilitated in astrology speaks to celestial bodies in certain signs that they just don't express themselves very well. Like Moon in Scorpio is debilitated while it's exalted in Taurus, for example. Saturn in Aries is debilitated, which we're moving into too, like next year, and I'm just like, wow. Anyway, but it's exalted in Libra, right? These are just examples. So it just really is indicating just poor utilization of an energy or being in a position where you feel like it's just difficult to do, to function well. But I feel like it's just coinciding with tension here. Okay. Some of you may feel like, how do I want to say? Hold on, let me find the right words for this. Some of you may feel like certain areas of your life, like you just cannot get flowing in a harmonious way to save your life. That's something that I'm picking up on here too. Maybe that's Saturn related. Maybe it's just something you're going through personally. Doesn't always have to relate to astrology, right? But that's what I'm getting with the debilitated. Like there's something very specific that you've been trying to get to flow and it just hasn't been able to save your life. That's also where the tension is coming in, how to deal with that, how to adapt to that. And this is also the other thing too. We are in major lessons of adaptability with Gemini, excuse me, with Jupiter being in Gemini, yes, but also Jupiter and Gemini being square Saturn and Pisces. All that mutable energy is all about adaptability, right? You hit a roadblock, adjust. Something's not flowing, adjust. But in adjustment and adaptability, certain things are called for, right? Sometimes it's just acceptance. Like, it is what it is. I got no control over it. It is what it is, right? Serenity prayer. At other times, it's because we actually need to get out of our own way and we do need to allow ourselves to look at something differently. And that's even just the gift of Gemini, right? It's taking on a new lens of truth and perception. And, oh, we could sidestep like this and then like that. I never considered that before. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if you feel like you've been running into roadblocks with a certain aspect of your life or something very specific that you've been trying to get to flow harmoniously and you haven't been able to figure it out, adapt. Figure out a way to adapt, whether it's accepting it, letting it go, allowing yourself to consider other options, or maybe you got to shelve it for a little while and focus on other things. That was also part of the advice I gave on Monday. No, Tuesday. That's right. I did it on Tuesday. That's right. Monday was a day. That was my advice on Tuesday because we have so many of these different forces between Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces, the mutable forces too, which again teaches adaptability, teaching us, yeah, you can focus on these different forces, you can sit and use these different forces, but if one starts to not work, switch it up. Time for a switch up. It's funny because what did we start out talking about with this reading? Chaos, the beauty of chaos, and kind of the necessity of chaos sometimes. You can look at that as chaos. You can look at mutable signs as chaos even. But chaos doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to create a state of suffering or just crazy making. It doesn't have to be that. I know in our society we've kind of deemed chaos to be that way, but chaos is just movement. That's all it is. I feel like I'm gonna do a whole video on this. You could even make the point, I'm not saying this is absolute truth, this is just me kind of playing devil's advocate a little bit. You can even make the point that there is no such thing as order. There's really only such thing as chaos, which is just a form of order, right? Because if everything is energy and energy is always moving, is there really such a thing as order? Or is it just organized chaos, right? So I don't know, just little devil's advocate food for thought for you guys. But that's what I'm seeing here. So just coming back, embracing a little bit of chaos for the sake of breaking out of things that are mundane, things that are holding you back, and to come out into the light a little bit, come out into the fresh air a little bit, come out of your cave a little bit, come out of the winter energy a little bit, okay? Oh, hold on a second. Oh, excuse me. I was wondering if we were going to do groups today. So I'm just checking in. Really? Really? Hold on. I'm just double checking. They said I can do elements again. Something must have shifted. I feel like I haven't done elements in a long time. Really? Elements? Not groups, elements. Oh, they're saying it's up to me. Okay. I don't know. I like doing groups though, but I also haven't done elements in a long time. Sorry, give me a minute. Give me a minute with this. Give me a minute with this. I know, okay, because I know sometimes people have trouble discerning what group to look at. But I mean, okay, so here's why I like the groups. I'm just having a discussion with you guys about it. The reason I like doing groups is because, I don't want to say, I feel like it forces people to not rely on labels. I feel like it forces people to not rely on certain elements or certain signs, because at the end of the day, we're all the elements and we're all the signs. We're a collective. And we have all of it in our chart, just is what it is. Somewhere in there, the fact that we have a rising sign, we have all 12 houses in some sign, we have all the signs and elements at our disposal, right? And we do shift. Sometimes we're really in fire, sometimes we're really in water, sometimes we're with earth, sometimes we're with air, sometimes we work with multiple elements at the same time. And when I do groups, I feel like I'm really tuning in more to specific collectives within the collective, right? Versus, okay, we'll focus on this element and then we'll focus on that element. Because the truth is, you could be really working in multiple, right? But I do kind of miss it. Well, okay, hold on. Why do I miss it? Tune it in with myself a little bit. Why do I miss it versus doing the groups? Yeah, I guess that's what it is. I think like I just miss doing the elements because I think there are a lot of people who just find it easier to just rely on elemental choice versus trying to discern for themselves on choosing the group. But at the end of the day, we all need to be able to discern anyway, right? So we're doing groups. We're going to do groups. I just had to talk it out. Thank you for being my sounding board. Okay. All right. Just making space over here. Moving you over. I don't need you. All right, feels good. And I will be using, yeah, we'll use this one. And we got the Clydester in his seat. Let's see. I listen to everything. Oh, okay. I love the connection to Earth plane with the elements. I do too. I do too. I do too. I feel like I honestly feel like I could do a whole course on just living with elements and how to move through the elements and all of that. I feel like I need like 4 of me. Can I get like 3 copies of me to just like do all the things for like on my behalf? Anyway, all right, let's get into this. Like I said, we're going to be doing groups here, okay? So let's start with group 1. Already getting stuff. Oh, it's interesting too, like with the Aloha Fridays, because I feel like, hold on, let me write down the timestamp before I forget. It's interesting with the Aloha Fridays because I feel like since we've been pulling cards for Aloha Friday, which actually I guess has been for quite a while, I don't know. I feel like I can see how the different groups have been evolving. I'm getting a fox energy for group 1 already. Very snowy, wintry, and I know I've channeled this before, like where someone's just in like a lot of just snowy white kind of a vibe. I know I've channeled this before, and I thought it was for Aloha Friday, but maybe it was for one of the signs. But getting into your energy, we're going to start with the herbal astrology deck, but fox energy. Fox is very intelligent, very Gemini. I got the timestamp, don't worry. I did. Yes, Fox is very Gemini, very intelligent, very fast, very observant. Sometimes Fox can be a trickster energy, but they're really known for their intelligence as far as their medicine is concerned. Sometimes play because of the trickster vibe. But let's go ahead and see what's going on for my group 1. Any messages or insights for group 1, please? I think you're definitely working with air. I think you're definitely working with the element of air, group 1. Any messages or insights for group 1, please? What's going on for group 1? It does feel a little bit like you're searching. What are you searching for? What are you seeking? Okay, okay. Sometimes when we speak of searching and seeking, I know we have a tendency to associate that with like, relying on things outside of ourselves, but sometimes we also need to go and find the things that we need to find, right? Sometimes we do need to actually seek for the things we want, right? And make action happen. I feel like group one, you're actually in a lot of masculine energy, but I don't feel like you're pushing yourself. I don't feel like you're overexerting yourself. I don't think you're being stressed or overwhelming yourself. You're just very aware that there's something that you do want and you're trying to find it. Some of you could be in heavy research mode. Some of you are. They're like, yeah, some of you are. And it's got like King of Swords, Page of Swords. I don't feel a whole lot of feminine energy in this. Yeah, like King of Swords, Page of Swords. More King though. More King of Swords vibe. Some of you, it's refuge. Some of you are actually trying to figure out what your haven is, where it is, who it is, what it feels like. But again, I don't feel like you're overwhelmed in this. It just kind of is. It just kind of is. Ooh. Jurgen Sancha with 22. Transfiguration, Mars, and Pluto. This is basically the Tower card. I feel like this is something that's already happened. I don't think this is new. This is not a new energy. I feel like a lot of you, this has come through as like a light bulb moment, as a realization of what it is that you actually need. And you're going and seeking it. That's all it is. You know what you need and you're just figuring it out and you're seeking it out. You're searching for it. But it's come as a result of some sort of clarity, epiphany, light bulb moment. I don't feel like you suffered a tower as far as like something fell apart. I don't feel that at all. I think something broke through in your consciousness, in your awareness. Yeah, I think something broke through, which is also why you're in the air element. Very in the upper body, but you're centered though. But I can feel a lot of activity in the upper body. But yeah, Jurgen Sancha. I know it looks very like intense and intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be. Should I get one more? They said no. Okay, let's go ahead and move into Fae. Okay, using the Fairies Oracle. Even like the way they're showing it to me is like a little fox and there's just like snow everywhere. And there's like mountains here and there, but you're just kind of going along. You're actually kind of in your element. I feel like you're in your element. There's something kind of comforting about having a target, having a focus, and just heading towards your focus and just living by your focus. Like there's something comforting to you about it. And it's like I'm getting little glimpses of like other animals around. So it's like I don't think you're totally isolated, but you're very much prioritizing your focus, which means that does take up more space. But yeah, you're just kind of going along. Okay. I would almost say like earth and air are your elements right now. Any messages or insights for group one? Woo! Hold on. Okay. Should have seen the way the cards wanted to come out. That was very weird. I've never had that happen before. It was like the deck was kind of like that and they were sticking out facing me, but it was like, like hold them all like that. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, so we have Singer of Transfiguration. Two common words coming up for you. Transfiguration. Transfiguration. 22 and 11 here with Geo the Slow. 43 breaking down to a 7. You have two more and we're going to get to it. So I love what this card is here because it's also playing off of this. This is kind of like a Phoenix Rising moment. This is definitely a breaking up, breaking out, and feeling rejuvenated, feeling alive, feeling ready for the new, all of that. It's a very powerful, confident, things are looking up kind of a card, which is what I was feeling with you. Like this has already happened. This breaking through, yeah, it's breaking through. It's breaking through, breaking through. This breaking through has already taken place. But then Geo the Slow, that's also what I was feeling with you. It's like you're not overwhelmed by it. It just is. This is a card of patience. This is a card of details. This is a card of taking things at a pace, which is what you're doing. This is why, while it's your focus, I don't feel like it's all consuming. I don't feel like other things are overwhelming you. It just is. And you're just kind of allowing yourself to follow the path that you're now on. Yeah. Yeah. This is very clear. And then we have the journeyman with singer of initiation. You're just going. You're just chugging along and you're okay with it. It just is what it is. I mean, we're starting to get very repetitive here, but there's really not much else to say. With the singer of initiation card, it is how it sounds. Okay. This breakthrough, breaking through, the truth breaking through, maybe a version of you breaking through, however you want to see this, right? Has put you in this like fox energy, this following your focus of what it is that you're seeking, right? In a way that has started some sort of initiation. Initiations are interesting because they don't have to be super difficult. We tend to see them as difficult because initiations literally apply pressure and lessons to get us to rise to the occasion. But you've risen to the occasion. So you're very aware that, yeah, you're in something new and you're just going with it. You may even be aware you're in an initiation, but you're just going with it. It's like so fascinating. Yeah, there's really not much else to say. It's interesting because I feel like when the initiation card comes out, it's like there's darkness, there's doubt, there's fear. You have a very good understanding of where you're at, what is happening, what you want, and how to navigate it, which is why it's not difficult, because it just is. There's also this feeling of like, I want to say this, like it's not a choice, like it's not something you have to overly think about, because you know it's leading you in a good direction. So you're like, there's nothing to think about, it just is. It's very repetitive. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards here. And then we'll move on to another group. You feel very supported though. I can feel that. You feel very supported in your own faith, your own belief is mostly what I'm feeling. Some of you may have some support from other people, like even what they were showing me, I'm like, okay, I can see little animals here and there, but they're not right there with you. They're kind of on the outskirts. They're kind of in the periphery. So I also feel like you guys are in a really solid container too. Like you're really containing your energy. You're really centered within yourself. Because I don't even feel like your energy field has a lot of penetration right now either, which is good. Any messages or insights for group one? The devil. You broke it out of this though. Literally, the singer of transfiguration breaks out of the devil energy. For those who are new to tarot, devil is like literally restriction, distortion, toxicity, addiction, dependency. Could also actually represent being in balanced forces and hard work and hard effort, right? Saturn energy. But I feel like you've actually broken away from the devil. You've broken away from something that's been keeping you stuck and keeping you trapped. This is also why you have broken through. I keep wanting to do it like this. Like something has shifted dramatically about your own consciousness and your own beliefs. It's very clear. Your own consciousness and your own beliefs have completely shifted or found a really nice balance and harmony. And in doing so, you have broken through, I almost want to say you've broken through yourself. You've broken through yourself. Okay. Even the tower, when you have devil and tower, actually sometimes the devil and tower can indicate sexual energy, like very lusty energy, but it can also indicate breaking out of prison or breaking out of the devil, right? Getting away from it. Yeah. Four of Pentacles wanted to come out in reverse. I don't normally read reversals, but it flew out like this. So just letting you know it did. But Four of Pentacles here, when the Four of Pentacles is reversed, that kind of meaning is more about like letting go and surrendering and opening up and going with the flow a little bit. I keep feeling like this is just reiterating how much you have felt trapped or restricted in some way, and you've really broken through, and it's really in terms of your beliefs and your consciousness. And as that has rippled out, right? Because everything has a domino effect. When a shift happens, everything needs to calibrate to that shift. So your physical reality, your material plane, in the way that that's shifting, is the path that you are choosing to walk based off of what's broken through in your awareness of yourself. Okay. They keep saying it's about what you know you need now. What you know you need. I keep getting King of Swords vibes. Any other messages or insights for group one? Yeah. Judgment. I love the Judgment card. Judgment is fire energy. It's also Pluto, so it has a little bit of that Scorpio feel to it. Judgment comes in a few different flavors. Sometimes judgment can be like a final ending or like an actual resurrection of something. It can also be a call or a pull or a nudge from spirit or a highlighting of something. It could also have some karmic energy, but this to me just feels like a rising is what that feels like. Totally feels like this. Some of you have had a major helping hand from spirit and you know it. I'm almost getting this feeling of like being flooded. I don't want to say that. Some of you, it's like being flooded with light or codes. Some of it's being flooded with signs, synchronicities, angelic. Some of you have been working with the angelics quite a bit. That's also coming through. But it just feels like a flood of relief is what I'm getting with the Judgment card. But it's because you have been breaking through. You've broken through. It feels good. And it almost feels like a helping hand out of the pit of the devil is what that feels like too. All right, can I get a couple more, please, for group one? Oh, that feels good. Wow, Five of Pentacles. Oh, interesting. Even just the snow, right? Because I'm getting all the snow with you guys. To move from the 4 to the 5 indicates, I don't want to say a fee, but it does. I'm getting a fee. From the 4 to the 5, there's an Ace of Pentacles, and typically in tarot, the 4 of Pentacles is associated with savings, while the 5 is associated with, well, lack thereof, lack of resources. It does feel like to do this, something was paid. Like, that's literally how it's coming through, which is so weird. Like, literally a fee of some kind, or literally like the pound of flesh, metaphorically speaking. Something was paid, something was sacrificed, something was given up. Some of you, that's financial. Others of you, it's like energetic or it's emotional, or maybe you actually gave up something materially that was very comforting to you. That could literally be like how you live, where you live. That could be like a car, right? Things like that. But because this is collective in the way that I'm feeling it, it doesn't have to be material or physical. I know the cards indicate that. Oh, I just got dizzy. I know the cards indicate that it does. I don't feel that. So when it comes to reading tarot, for those who want to get into it, or for those who are already into it, just like from my own experience, just because the cards are saying something doesn't mean that that's what's happening. Like, it's always good to rely on your intuition when it comes to readings, but that's what I'm getting. Some kind of like pound of flesh, a fee, something was paid, something was sacrificed in order for this to happen. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, basically. Oh, wrong deck. There we go. Can I get one more, please? Oh, yeah. Oh, the vibes. I just heard Golden Cage. Some of you, this is totally about like getting out of something that's been very comfortable for you, like very, very comfortable for you, almost like a security blanket. Even like in the visuals, he's got the city around him, he's got all his money all wrapped up around him, and then outside the church, outside on the street, it's like even like a shift of environment may be happening for some of you too. Like the gold trappings is also what I just heard. But it's comfort. It's some sort of comfort or security, which not all comfort is healthy, right? There is a toxicity with what is familiar sometimes. When we learn something, when we have been around something long enough, it becomes familiar, even if it's been toxic to us or keeps us held back. So some of you guys, there is some like, giving up of like comfort blankets or security in that way. Can I get one final card, please? which doesn't have to be bad. I mean, you're well on your way. I mean, this is kind of amazing. Can I get one more for group one? One final card, please. The best card. Freedom! Oh, I love it. You may be paying your pound of flesh or having to give up some sort of money or some sort of financial material security or something that's been a security blanket for you, but wow, is it liberating. And the full card, he's got the sun behind him. He's free. He's not afraid. He feels lighthearted. And literally the full card is very much like the journeyman card, and they're also very similar just in their illustration. But yeah, is this an initiation? Yes. Is it going to be easy? Probably not, but you are totally okay with that. You are totally okay with it. I do feel like some of you in group one, you are really realizing, like, for some of you, this is a trap of society, like a trap of like normal societal living. Yeah, yeah, it's very fascinating. You might be walking away with less, but you have so much more joy and integrity and sense of personal freedom because of it. Your soul is way happier. I mean, literally, it's like the devil versus the fool. Which one would you rather be? I'd rather be the fool. Thank you. Yeah, amazing group one. Amazing. Okay. All right, let's move on to group two. You know, just still sitting with that energy. Okay. Oh, there's nothing like coffee. Like, I don't know about you guys. I know not everybody's a coffee person. Well, it's technically espresso, not coffee, but whatever. There's just something about coffee. It's just one of my favorite medicines. Okay. Let's see. Can I fill out group two, please? Oh, group two, you got a lot going on. You got a lot going on. First of all, a lot of water. Filling a lot of water. Hold on. Timestamp before I forget. I love that I just like use tissues because it's just like what I have available. Okay. Yeah, a lot of water. Okay. I'm getting a lot of water, but I'm also getting just like a lot of activity. I think some of you guys are very social right now, or you're about to be, but it feels, I don't know why it feels like disorienting. It feels a little jolting. Um, I was literally getting like birds, dolphin, whale, and then I got like a gorilla. I feel like that came through sometime in the last month too. Like just so many different energies going on, but I feel like these energies are actually representing people. Toggling, toggling, toggling. Some of you are toggling between different environments, maybe even different social groups. Because I literally, I'm feeling like water, land, air, like literally just very different environments and dynamics. Do you even want to be doing this? Because I'm not digging it. Do you even want to be doing that? Group two, I feel like you might want to be a little just aware that maybe this is going to be kind of taxing on you to maintain long term. Okay. Because it does. It feels almost like you're running between different social groups or different obligations or different environments. I like, can we make the madness stop? Is what I want to say. Very interesting. I actually don't want to use the herbal astrology for you guys. Oh, breathe, man, breathe. Breathe, group two. Pace yourself. Pace yourself. Pace yourself. If we don't use that one, okay, we'll use Priestess of Light. I'm having a matcha. It has caffeine too, but does not make me feel anxious. Oh, good, good, good. I like matcha. I gotta be in the mood for it though. I definitely gotta be in the mood. And I still haven't like found one that I really love yet. It's not a priority for me. But I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it. Group two, I feel like the water is really sticking out for a reason. Almost like maybe that's where you should be hanging out at, which is also very collective. Um, there's something about water that, yes, it's rejuvenating and it's cleansing, but I feel like it brings out your joy or your sense of play, is what I'm getting. It brings out your sense of play, but there's something about this pull to different environments, obligations, and maybe even social groups. Some of you are also weighing, oh, thank you. Okay, so some of you, it's a mental game. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Some of you, this like difference between water, land, air, or these different groups are actually representing different paths that you're considering for yourself. Do I go here? Do I go there? Do I belong here? Do I belong there? Can I do it all? Maybe not. Like it's very overwhelming just in the mental space. So some of you, these are just things you're considering, and some of you are actively trying to do too much or trying to be involved in a lot of different things or different groups. And where's the balance? Where's the balance? Where's the balance? I had reduced coffee because of acidity. Oh, it makes sense. Totally makes sense. Yeah, I can't do coffee every day either. I'd love to. But I can't do it every day, especially because of my sleep is so bizarre. I try my best to not engage in caffeine, but sometimes you can't help it, you know? Anyway. Whew, group two. Group two, group two, group two. Yeah, group two, you got some choices to make. You got some choices to make. Any messages or insights for group two? Okay, so for those of you where these are like social groups, with the social groups, if it's intertwined with work, you may not have a choice. Just kind of comes with life, right? And adulting. But I feel like it's coming with a gorilla energy. I'm just going to associate that with land, gorilla, earth element, middle world, however you want to equate this in your life. There's so many meanings and so many groups are going to be tied to this one. But that one, something about that one in particular, I think does not work for you. It's like the more I'm in it, the more I just don't like it. It feels a little bit like, I gotta be honest, being pushed around. Just being honest. Feels a little bit like being pushed around. Feels a little bit like being dominated. So whatever path, environment, or social group or person, doesn't have to be multiple people, that represents, I think you know how that applies to you, and I think you know it ain't good for you. Okay. Yeah, that one really stands out. Any messages or insights for group two? Yeah, I just feel like it's a very unwelcomed energy, like very unwelcomed. Again, you got some choices to make here. I swear this one came out recently too. Portal. Didn't this come on the weekly? I know this came out recently. Infinite mind, awakening consciousness with the energy of one. I think this is also why you're overwhelmed. When this card comes out, it is indicating that there's a lot going on as far as like personal expansion is concerned, and even like our sensitivities and what we're able to create and what we're able to align to. And I think right now you're very aware of all of your possibilities, which is exactly what I was getting with you. And I think that's why this is here. Yes, you have a lot of possibilities at your disposal, but it's up to you to decide what you want. It's up to you to decide what you want to align to. And it's up to you, free will and all. You know? So where are you going to hang out? Where are you going to align? Where are you going to choose? What are you going to decide? Between all these different groups, different environments, different options, it's up to you. It's up to you. I mean, I keep feeling water. That's just what I feel. Whatever water represents for you, which to me, in your energy, feels very playful, feels very cleansing, and very rejuvenating. Feels almost like inner childlike. Also feels very sacral oriented. Something about earth does not, like something about like that, like gorilla, earthy land, like something about that does like, I don't know. I just keep doing that. You may even be having a very natural resistance. I would pay attention to that and like explore that. And it's funny because I feel birds too, like air is kind of calling to you. That feels like a lot of people actually. Something about that feels like a flock. Oh, a flock. I don't know. That feels kind of interesting too. So again, you got choice. You got choices to make. Your choices to make. Okay. Are we doing animals or are we doing fae? Do animals. We're doing animals. I was stuck there when I was thinking the elements today. Oh yeah. Any messages or insights for group 2, please? Okay. This does not apply to most of you who are resonating with this. I just want to be clear. There's a very small subset of this collective for the main collective for this group. How do I want to say this? The way it came to me was kind of funky. Yeah, I guess I just gotta say it. So some of you, there is also a thing about image going on here that is breaking down for you. Okay. It's almost like, if you're born into a family of like, I don't know, maybe you're born into a family of gorillas, then maybe you're really a bird. Or maybe you're really a fish, but you've been trying to be a gorilla. You need to realize you're a gorilla, right? It's like basically like some of you, there's that going on. Okay. This whole like negation on the gorilla thing is very clear. Just saying. Okay. Any messages or insights? Am I taking these? Yeah. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. The tension, the tension, the tension. Tarantula. Tarantula is literally a card of tension, which we also have in the collective energy. It could also be a card about crossroads. So like I said, some choices need to be made and you know that. You're very aware of that. But then we have hummingbird. Hummingbird's coming up again. Hummingbird and horse. Hummingbird in this deck is a burst of positive energy where things are looking really up, things are feeling really good, but it is usually an amplified sense of just good vibes. Okay. Sometimes for me, historically, the hummingbird has been a card of timing, of divine timing. Other people see it as joy. Other people see it as magic. Other people see it as transformation. I see it as a timing card and just a card of like bursts of positive energy. And then horse, earth, interesting. Master of earth, master of multitasking, very graceful, very independent, a lot of stamina, a lot of freedom, but very, very majestic, almost like Queen King like when this card comes out. And I feel like it's actually more, oh, thank you. It is more about owning your crown, right? Owning more of like your own natural integrity. But there's something else that wants to come up here. Power, yeah, but there's a better word. Your honor? No, there's a better word. There's a better word. There's a better word, but that's what I'm getting too. It's like recognizing who you are in a way where you can truly wear your crown, okay? With integrity and with authenticity and not wavering from that. So who are you, basically? Who are you and where you belong is something you're working out right now. But horse definitely speaks to the multitasking and juggling of the material plane. And like I said, I was feeling work involved in this for a lot of you too. So some of you may need to make some choices regarding career choices, career environments. Environments seem to be such a thing here. But yeah, you got choices to make, but this is clearly a time for you to wear your crown and understand what version of you even wears a crown, which is really just you. An authentic version of you is the person that wears the crown, right? And underneath that, we have bat. Bat was coming up a little bit in the collective energy too, and bat is seeing the way out of the darkness into the light. It is seeing your way through transitions, which are clearly in a transition right now. Okay, so just confirming everything. But let's go ahead and pull some tarot for you guys. figure this out. Group 2, you'll figure this out. I'm not worried about you. As long as you keep yourself honest. As long as you keep yourself honest, I would not worry. Okay. I just heard you can be a bird that plays in the water. That's what I just heard. Love that. Okay. Any messages or insights for group 2? Oh, interesting. There may be some overlap with group 1. We have King of Swords coming out here. King of Swords is master of air in this deck. It's literally air on top of air. It is a master of truth and logic and strategy and communication and discernment, but it is more about utilizing those skills to take action. That is what the King of Swords is about. I'm gonna say that again. Utilizing the skills of discernment and logic and strategy and truth and communication to take action. The Queen of Swords receives and digests information, right? The King of Swords does something with it very physically, okay? That I think is something that's going to help you. And it's interesting because, again, I was feeling birds, but like a flock, like many, many people, like almost like a tribe or like a big, big group, maybe even like family going on there too. I think that there is some support that you can find in whatever that path represents for you, okay? Yeah, to embody this King of Swords, this just feels like the way. That feels like the way to discern your options here. Any other messages or insights? Which is Aquarius. And we're still under that full moon aqua energy. Any other messages or insights for group 2? Oh. Oh. Huh. I don't know why this takes my breath away. Makes me want to go, just looks hard. King of Swords, 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands, and the 2 of Wands. There's also a 5 of Wands energy going on in here just because we have the 7 and 9 and the 2, right? So 9 minus 7 is a 2, which we have, but 2 minus a 7 is 5. Okay. This is a lot of resistance and fight kind of energy and a lot of like pushing. And that's kind of what I was feeling with the gorilla energy. So again, I feel like there's a lot of entertaining that gorilla, earthy, land component, but I just feel combative energy with that. That's all I feel. Like I don't feel anything really constructive. And so if you're engaging with that within yourself or with someone who kind of aligns to that, it also could be somebody who's like a boss or somebody who has a lot of masculine energy or somebody who's very authoritative, pushy, controlling, then you know who I'm talking about or what I'm talking about in relation to your personal story. But yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of combativeness going on that's also making it difficult for you to really discern what choice to make here. And what choice to stick to is what I'm gathering. What choice to stick to, what choice to stick to, what choice to stick to. It wanted to be said 3 times. I feel like the 9 of Wands and 7 of Wands, some of you, it's your own internal fight of toggling and is this right? Is that right? Is that my place? Is that not my place? Is that my person? Not my person, right? But some of you, these are external energies that you will keep entertaining and enabling, interacting with that's actually making it hard for you to really truly discern. So I would just first contain yourself, to be honest with you. I would actually pull back your energy a little bit so you can get clear on making a choice. That's my advice. But I'm going to pull some more cards for you here, okay? Any other messages or insights for group 2? Lovers with the Gemini energy. Lovers comes in a couple of flavors. Spiritually guided relationships, balance, and choice. This is totally about choice. This is totally about the choice that is aligned to you, to your soul. That's it. So that's the kind of choice you need to make. Right now, I think you're making the choice from this kind of a position. The 2 of Wands is more of a, like making tangible moves, but more in like a superficial way. and a little bit more in your day-to-day life, which I think is how you've been getting by and how you've been managing. But what you need to be doing is making a choice from your soul and for your soul, from and for your soul. Long-term choices too. It's like, I feel like there's a lot of day-to-day decision making again to get by, and maybe for some of you to even appease some people. It's also what I'm getting, especially with this like combative conflict energy that's surrounding you right now. But you really need to be making a choice from here, something that is more permanent, something that is more long lasting, something that doesn't leave room for the constant Two of Wands energy, right? Can I get a couple more? Ooh, Queen of Swords at the bottom. Oh. Oh. Oh, very interesting, group 2. Did someone just creep in here? Wow, we have Lovers with the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands. Could this also represent you finding the balance of self and you containing yourself to move through a path, a portal that is aligned to your soul and your happiness? Absolutely. Could this also very obviously be a decision with a specific person and committing to that? Absolutely. That could be a friendship, that could even be a business relationship, that can even be a romantic relationship, but it is at the end of the day making a choice aligned to your soul, however that looks for you. But very clearly, I mean, it's very clearly there is another person wrapped up in this for you. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. I want to pull more cards on that. Group 2, you surprised me. 2s are clearly very significant for you guys. Can you clarify the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands, please, for group 2? My life is all over the place. I hear you. Can you clarify Two of Cups and Four of Wands? Can you clarify Two of Cups, Four of Wands? Not taking those, too many. Are you not going to clarify it for me? I feel like they're not going to clarify it. Okay. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. They were really emphasizing free will here, because this is clearly for people who are, I'm going to show you guys the cards in a second. This is clearly for people who are toggling between many different choices, and there is some inner resistance and conflict, but at the same time, there's also external pressure and definitely some energies that are clouding your ability to discern. So like I said, I think the best advice is to actually create some space so you can get clear on really what is best for you, and then you're going to align to that choice, right? The choice needs to come from a more spiritual place, a deeper place for your soul, not on these like superficial, everyday, fleeting decisions. But just know that once you make the choice, what I'm about to show you, to me, really represents walking into your highest timeline, walking into your happiest expression of life. But it has to be based off a free will choice. And it is you meeting you in this place. Now, some of you, this can totally manifest as a relationship of some kind. And with the cards that just came out, I will show you, it is totally looking like a very long-term kind of relationship. This could be a friend for life. This could be soul family. Or this could be a life partner. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Lovers, Two of Cups, Four of Wands, the 10 of Cups, and the 8 of Wands. This is a skyrocket into that Four of Wands, 10 of Cups, happy life, happy home, happy tribe, like happy stability, happy with self kind of vibe. But it's only going to happen fast once you make the choice from this place. Then it will happen fast. But it's got to come from this place. If you stay here and you keep entertaining things and not just like getting down to doing the hard thing, which is containing yourself to get clear, to make that choice, if you don't do that, you're just going to keep repeating this and it's not going to be fun. So I recommend doing that. Even if it just ends up with you living your best life, just being at one with yourself, because that could also be represented by the Two of Cups and the Lovers, okay? That's amazing. Who wouldn't want that? And if it manifests into something more, like you find some tribe, you find a life partner, maybe you find a long-term bestie, that's just cherry on top of the cake, right? So a lot of reasons to do it. Very interesting group too. Very interesting. Okay. Are we doing a third? Yes. Okay. Getting the timestamp on. All right. Group 3. Group 3, you got a lot going on too. I'm like, oh, it's looking overwhelmed. Let me suss this out. I heard the word invitation. That feels good. I also was shown the frog. You've recently cleansed some things. You recently let go of some things emotionally. That feels old. It feels like you're past it. If you're not, then you just know it. You will get past it. So there's that. I'm feeling that. But they were also showing me the stars. And I feel the word wonder wants to come through. I don't even really know how that's actually truly defined, to be honest with you, but the word wonder is coming through. There's some of you guys may be star bathing. There's a lot going on with the stars and maybe some galactic energy with you. A restoration of faith and hope. I feel like there's inspiration coming through too. Yeah, okay, group 3. It feels like there's something going on as far as like higher realm stuff for you. I keep getting galactic, star family downloads, things like that. Even like the inspiration I'm feeling with you, you're feeling inspired, but it feels like it's coming through etherical way, like cosmic galactic way, like a download, and then you feel inspired to do something. Some of you guys are getting flooded with codes and with light. But yeah, I just keep getting stars. It's about the stars for group 3. Well, there's like, yeah, and I think that's why I was feeling all this other things in like the 3D plane, but you're not even focused on it. It's like, yeah, you've been moving through emotional stuff. Okay, there's that. There's some sort of invitation that's happening in your physical reality, and there's that, but I feel like your focus is on the stars, or your focus is on higher things, big picture things. Like you're in the physical plane, but not really. You are, but not really. Your body's here. Your awareness is here and then it's not. It's here and then it's not. Like your awareness is very up there is what I keep getting with group 3. Okie dokie. On that note, do I have, hold on. Because I'm like, I don't know if these cards would, actually, okay, no, this is okay. This one, yeah, it's okay. We're going to do the High Priestess of Light again for group 3. Yeah, I feel like you're in the element of ether. Of all the elements you're working on, I feel like you are, or dealing with, I feel like you're in the element of ether. Oh, group 3. Oh, this is going to be a good reading. I'm just getting excited. We got some blueprint stuff going on. I feel like some of you guys are actually working with the council. Some of you may be working with certain, oh my God, this is one of those readings. Some of you guys may be working with certain galactic races, forces, I'll even say the Federation's involved in this for some of you. Everyone's different. There's not too many people who are going to resonate with group 3. Yeah, they're like, nope. They're like, yeah, not too many people are going to resonate with group 3 because it's very, very niche group of people. And some people, and I need to say this. Don't get mad at me. It just is what it is. Well, you can get mad at me. Do whatever you want. Free will, right? Some people will think they're resonating with this, but it's actually coming from an egoic place. Sorry, is what it is. I just gotta call a spade a spade. And I get it. It's part of the journey. It's part of the awakening journey, right? Anyway, let's come back. So group 3, you are very aware. You're becoming, thank you. You're becoming very aware of your purpose. You are making peace with certain aspects of what it is for you to be here and what it is that you are connected to and what you know. You're finding peace in it. Maybe it has not always been peaceful. You've probably had a lot of homesick kind of vibes where it's like, I don't want to be here kind of vibes. This is a weird planet. I don't want to be here kind of vibes. Yeah. But you're making peace with that. And okay, thank you. You're also realizing how important it is to maintain this etherical line. That's how that wants to be said. It's interesting the way that some things come through in the channel. How important it is to maintain that, because it actually helps facilitate your connection to self. We all find connection to self through different ways, because again, we're all unique and we're all here experiencing different things for different reasons, right? For group 3, it's like, it's almost, yeah, it's weird. It's almost like your lifeline to self is what I'm gathering, because it's like a constant reminder of who you really are, which makes things easier. But I feel like it's been a long road in making peace with that. Yeah. With making peace with that and making peace with people who may not understand that, and also making peace with the fact that most people don't need to know. That maybe it does need to be a little bit more on the down low and a hush-hush thing. Not everything needs to be shared, especially for people who have that kind of line. They keep wanting to call it a line. For people who have that kind of line, it actually is important to not be so overtly like open about it, okay? Very interesting. But I can feel it. You're aware of your physical reality. You're doing the things, what it is to be here. But it's just not your priority. But you're maintaining things. It's just not your priority. Any messages or insights for group 3? Ooh, really? So we have opening the heart, deep connections. This speaks to connecting to soul family. And I think for you guys, that's actually indicative of star family. And also finding people here on this planet who are aligned to you in that way. But also understanding that there's probably not a lot of them, okay? Not a lot of the authentic, real deal people. Sorry, it is what it is. Just calling a spade a spade. And then we have water blessings too that come with this. The importance of water is coming through, but water is an interesting element, especially for those who are really in the ether element, because they're kind of the same thing in a way. I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback on that. All of the elements, physical and non-physical elements, are all connected at the end of the day. It is what it is, because everything is connected, right? But there are certain unique connections from one element to another, and water to ether is very similar in the way where water is our physical element, where that helps us to access the subconscious, which also helps us to access ether, as above, so below, and as below, as above. I know people don't say it that way, but they might as well, because it's the same thing. Above is below. Above is below. People don't want to accept that, I think, but it's just true. Above is below. It's the same. Anyway, coming back. That's not the video for that. This coming through is finding peace and acceptance with that, and finding peace and acceptance with the people who get it and the people who won't. And even with the people who won't, still finding peace with that and still allowing for them to have space at your table is also what I'm getting to. Not everybody has to be on your same journey to be your soul fam. It's kind of defeats the purpose in a way, since we are all on a different journey anyway, right? There's room at the table for everyone, as long as there's love and there's respect and there's integrity and honesty and all that good stuff, right? But I can feel it too. You are discerning who are your people and who are not, and realizing and accepting that there are very, very few people who are akin to your journey, like as far as sharing a similar journey, but staying open to people who also are not. Yeah, there's a lot going on with you guys. All right, let's get into the Fae. That's why I've been shouting for like 3 hours a day lately, I guess. Oh, nice. Sometimes you gotta. Like, there are some times where I gotta take a super hot, almost like a, what do you call that? Almost like like a sweat lodge kind of a shower where I have it on super hot. I got the doors all closed up tight and you know what I mean? And it just like helps me get in there. Even if I'm not actually like, soaping up or anything. Like sometimes I need that. A couple other shuffles here. Ooh. Something about this is catching my attention. I'm still going to do one more shuffle, but something about that is really catching my attention. That to me looks like kinship. Anyway, we'll get into it. Any messages or insights for group 3? Yeah, I just gotta say this too. Some of you have needed to make a lot of peace with what could be. I don't want to. Do I even wait? Chili, hold on. Should I even say this? Okay, this said you probably should. I'm like, okay. How do I want to say? I want to choose my words carefully. To be grounded in the reality of being what you are and how you operate, because I feel like there's been a lot of doubts as far as like personal sanity. I'm just going to say it that way. That's all it needs to be said. Okay. Any messages or insights for group 3? Oh, Penelope Dreamweaver 28, which is a cyclical energy. Love it. When Penelope Dreamweaver comes out, she literally comes in to help us cultivate. Help us cultivate, weave the web of our reality, so to speak, but especially in terms of what we're looking for, what we desire. Again, I feel like you are just, at this moment that I'm tuning into your energy, is just making a lot of peace with who you are, how you operate, and what makes you unique, what makes you different, and just finding peace in that, especially this whole galactic star family component tied into it. That's where your focus is, but I feel like this is energy coming in. This is an assist, really. She's an assist. She's a support. She almost like divine intervention in a way, coming in to help you. Like, yes, you're accepting all these things, but then do something with your acceptance. Do something with what you're accepting about yourself, right? This is also where the opening the heart energy comes in. Allowing yourself to be open to starting to cultivate from this deep acceptance of yourself and this deep knowing of yourself, but to do something with it specifically. And I feel like there's a lot about connections and relationships that are tied into this for you. Okay. Don't get to the like button, by the way, if you're enjoying. Hit the like button is what I said. I realized I said that kind of weird. Again, those of you that are weaving relationships right now, or maybe some people are coming in, maybe you'll be lucky enough to have 1 or 2 people that have experienced the same things you experience. Most of them will not, but that's kind of the point. I want to make that very clear. That is kind of the point, to sit at the table with different people with different experiences. That is what makes a collective. We're not meant to be the same. We're not meant to have all the same experiences. We are meant to be different. I think we get hung up on that sometimes in spiritual community. Like, we know that, but we don't know that, right? Where it's like, well, I've experienced this way. I don't know what they're experiencing over there, and like judging people for that. That's the point. That's the point. It's supposed to be different. It's supposed to be different. Anyway, let's move on. Any other messages or insights for group 3? Any other messages or insights for group 3? And it did not work for me at all. Everyone's different, right? We're all built differently. We're all built to do different things. And that's okay. That's okay if it didn't work out. I'm sure you're finding your thing. Any other messages or insights, please, for group 3? Oh, the Pook. I feel like there's really strong aqua going on in your reading, like very strong Aquarius. With the Pook coming out, the Pook is basically a shapeshifter card. It's basically um, not everything appears to be what it is, right? And I feel like that's kind of hitting home as far as what I had just mentioned about like we're all different for a reason, and we need different people at the table to really serve the collective, to really support what it is to be a collective, whether that's within a family, a social circle, or for a cause or a work environment, or even just talking about like governmental institutions, right? We do need people with different experiences. That's the only way to truly function as a collective, right? But that's kind of what I'm getting here with the Pook. It's like, I think you have been trying to cultivate. I'm trying to use the word cultivate over manifestation at this point. I'm so sick of that word manifestation. I also feel like cultivate, for those who are new, I feel like cultivate also brings in a very practical, realistic energy behind saying it that actually weaves things into your reality versus manifest, right? Anyway, I think that group 3, you have been attempting to cultivate your personal vision. But I also think in this deeper acceptance of self that's going on here, yes, your heart is opening, but I think your personal vision is shifting. I think it's almost like becoming clearer. It's like you've had different ideas. Probably it's almost like a camera lens is how they're showing it to me. Like you've zoomed in, you've zoomed out, you've changed the lens a couple times, you've changed the camera even a couple times. I want to get into the analogies there, but like you've been trying and you've been trying and you've been trying, and I feel like there's been a recent failed attempt is kind of what I'm getting. Recent, I'm hearing 6, so maybe like something in June or 6 months ago, 6 weeks ago. I don't think 6 days ago, but some kind of failed attempt at your personal vision. But now with this deeper acceptance, something's become very like clear. Like the way the lens has shifted, it's crystal clear now, and it wasn't what you thought. And it does require this notion of different parts make the whole, right? Different parts make the whole. It's very interesting. Okay. Can I get one more, please? Like, okay, so this is another example. Anybody who plays like video games, I forget the kind. Like, it's not role playing. Is it role playing? I think it's like role playing. Like, okay, for example, I love this game called Dragon Age. But this is also a typical setup in most video games, I think, where you'll have a team, right? And it's like one person's a warrior, one person's a mage, one person's a rogue, one person's a other, whatever. And maybe there's different races like humans and elves or whatever. It's like that's also the kind of concept I'm getting here. It's like different parts make the whole. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, now we have death. And I can never pronounce this one. Hobia. I'll just say Hobia. RPG. Thank you. I was like, what was it called? RPG. Yeah. Now we have these two coming out. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this for you. Because this guy, I know he looks a little scary. He's technically a shadow fae. But what he does is he makes you face your fear. Basically, he brings your fears to life if you let him. And that only happens the more you feed it. So like if a fear is taking place or something is happening that kind of triggers insecurity or fear and you keep feeding it and feeding it, he'll make it a reality, whether it's actually happening or not, basically. And the only way to deal with him is with love, which is really just truth, which is what you're learning to do. The death card here speaks more to new beginnings, more so than the actual ending of something. But I feel like for you to get into this place of this deep acceptance and cultivating from that deep acceptance and truth and this crystal clear shift that you're moving into with your personal vision, however your personal vision has changed, it's also coinciding with getting rid of some fears and some programs around who you really are. Because the group that I'm speaking to, again, most people will not resonate with this group, but the group that I am speaking to, there is a lot of like shame and embarrassment that I'm getting with you about who you are. And I did pick up a little bit on like fears of your own mental health we're also kind of wrapped up in that, because who you are is very far from societal expectations, like very far. And when that happens, it's really hard to not question the self. And I feel like there's just a lot of fears and insecurities and shame and embarrassment wrapped up in that. But when you face that and you really just have that deep acceptance of self, then you can really start to work from that place and build up the life that supports you being you, no matter how different you may be, and no matter how hard it is for people to really understand you. And like I said, there may even be some things that maybe for the rest of your life that maybe you are not, it's not ideal to talk about, just because there is going to be a high level of misunderstanding and it's not going to be conducive to anything, right? But I feel it. There's a shift in your personal vision. Okay. All right. Moving on to tarot. Any messages or insights for group 3? Hard to not feel crazy sometimes, yeah. Any messages or insights for group 3? One more. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Oh, itchy. Okay. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Queen of Wands landing right on Penelope Dreamweaver. Queen of Wands is a mystic, technically in the tarot deck, but she's Aries energy. She's very confident. She's very sure of herself. She's very creative, very sensual, and she's going to go and she's going to do what she wants to do. But I feel like, again, this is you cultivating from a deep acceptance of self, and also just feeling excited to do so. Feeling very excited to do so, and also feeling very connected to your magic, too, for those where that applies. Any other messages or insights for group 3? Let's see. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, group 3, you guys got an interesting group here. 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is recognition, it's victory, it's triumph, it's feeling like things are falling into place, feeling like you've got things on lock and things are looking up, and they are, as a result of this deep acceptance of self. Okay? Yeah, even Ace of Swords at the bottom. Whoa. Oh, yeah. The world is indicative of major life shifts, okay? Major closing of cycles of karmic lessons at times as well, also foreign travel. But I feel like there is a time of suffering that is now over for you, and you're entering a time where you are very sure of yourself. You have a deep sense of knowing who you are and what you want and how you work and how to feel like you can really flow and function in all of that, even if it looks really different than what people have wanted from you or what society expects from you. You're moving into just a very secure, like self-esteem wise, very secure time within yourself, and very confident within yourself. And it's working for you. It's working in your favor. Sometimes when we just allow ourselves to do things the way that's best for us, in a way that just is aligned with who we really are, that's when things really work out. When we stop trying to fit right into a box or into certain expectations, or this is the way to do it. When you stop doing that and you just do you, things tend to work out. And if they're not working out, probably not for you, right? Some of you guys know I'm a big cinema therapy fan. Love them. Love them. I watched one episode recently. I don't even remember what the episode was about. For those who don't know cinema therapy, totally check it out. It's a very fun time. Anyway, was it John? I think it was John. John's the therapist. And he was talking about when he first started his practice, like starting like to meet with clients, and he would do it like the way he was taught to do it, like as far as like how he set up his office and his approach. And he realized if he just let himself be him and have all of his like geek stuff out and have a little bit more of like a fun kind of approach versus like very clinical. Obviously he's supposed to be clinical, but you know, not like the textbook way. He realized that he actually was able to get clients that were a good fit for him and that he could actually really truly help, who were open to him, right? So just as an example of that. And that's kind of what I'm getting for you guys. All right, any other final cards? Cinema therapy, yeah, it's fun. It's fun, I love it. Let's see. Oh, Knight of Swords and Seven of Cups. With the Fear card, basically. Fear's coming to life card. And the Death card. Ooh. I'm definitely getting a slaying of your fears, a little bit of almost like slaying your own inner demons. I'm getting a little bit of that with the Knight of Swords, but it's all through truth. It's all through truth, which love is also a form of truth. That's a whole other video. And that is breaking up any confusion, that's breaking up any overwhelm, that's breaking up any unpleasantness. But there's something else going on here with the Knight of Swords. A declaration. Some of you may benefit from declaring this to other people. Because I feel like I'm picking up on a lot of what people want you to be. And maybe people project on you too, or try to tell you who you are. Don't you love when people do that? I hate when people do that shit to me, telling me who I am. So I know who the fuck I am, thank you. Anyway, coming back. Some of you could really benefit from declaring this with your words to people, especially if people are not having it, if people are not accepting of you, moving into that energy and that deep acceptance of self and deep knowing of self. If they can't accept it, they can't accept it. But that's something that I'm feeling very strongly here, a declaration of, no, this is who I am, and that's it. And making it very clear to people. And it doesn't have to be mean, it's just very firm and it's just very true, right? But I do feel like for the most part, it's coming through to really highlight how powerful truth really is, to cut through the illusions in our own life. And you're doing that for yourself, okay? This sounds like the Aries reading. Well, it's funny because it's like Queen of Wands is Aries, right? So Aries could totally resonate with this, but that's what I'm getting for group 3. I'm tuning in if there's a 4th group to do. Where are we at? Oh shit, we're almost 2 hours. I gotta go. I was starting to feel a 4th group. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit of a 4th group, but the fact that we're at 2 hour mark, I think I gotta call it. Sorry guys, I think I gotta go. I think I got to go because there's some other things I need to do today. Well, not need, want to. Changing my language. There's some other things I want to do. But there is another group. I can feel it. They're showing me Black Garnet. Something about risks. What's that shape? Oh, what is that shape? I don't think it's dodecahedron. Isn't there one with 8? Wouldn't that be octa, right? Something about the number 8, or even just that sacred geometric symbol. 8-sided. There's something about 8. Group 4, I'm not going to pull cards for you guys because I really do have to go. But I will say that I feel like there's some risks that you're needing to take right now. And I feel like there's a lot of resentment you have about that, about being put in that position. But I think you're very capable. And I feel like you're working a lot with the shadow. Shadow can be a very powerful thing to work with. Shadow's not always bad. It's actually very just occult oriented. I'm getting a lot of occult energy with you, like the ravens coming through very strongly. But I feel like you're very resentful about whatever position you're finding yourself in. But I think you can handle it. I think you can see the way through, especially if you work through the anger and resentment you have about it. And yes, it may require a risk, but I think it's going to work out for you. Especially if you're working from that like raven intuitive place. I keep feeling shadow. You may need to transmute something. I feel like it's really the anger. Whatever the root of the anger and resentment is, I think that's what you need to transmute, and then you can tackle this just fine. That's what I would say about group 4, just what I'm picking up on intuitively. But I got to go. So again, I love you guys. Don't forget to hit the like button and check out the website and socials and all of that, and Patreon and all that good stuff. But I'm going to hop off here. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And I will see you guys Monday. My patrons, you guys will see me this weekend from the sign readings. And if there is space to go live, I'd love to hang out with you guys. It's been a bit since I've hung out with my patrons. But yeah. So anyway, I'm out. Love you guys. Bye.